start, as a one collective, we bow down and namaskar to Shri Mataji. We wave our Kundalini and put the bandhan on. Let's sit in a silence for a few minutes. We start with the balancing. To balance our left side, we put our right hand onto the Mother Earth. Shri Ganesha, I am going to be worthy of your attention. Please make me innocent so that I am in your attention. Shri Mother, you who are Shri Ganesha, please give me wisdom and discrimination. Shri Ganesha, please be kind and merciful and forgiving, that you manifest within ourselves. Let all these hypocritical things, all these conditionings, and all these wrong ideas we have, or all the wrong life we have had, just disappear like thin air. And let the beautiful moonlight of your soothing qualities of innocence be manifested through us. We say one mantra to Shri Ganesha. Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Shakti Mata Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Now to balance our right side, we'll put our left hand towards the eagle. We'll say one mantra to Shri Mahasaraswati Sakshat, Shri Hanumana Sakshat. Om Deva Sakshat Shri Mahasaraswati Sakshat Shri Hanumana Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmalam Devi Namo Namaha. And now for the central channel. We put our attention on the Sahasrara. Central channel is for our evolution and ascent. So we'll say one mantra to Shri Mahalakshmi Sakshat, Shri Ganesha Sakshat. Swadeva Sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Keeping our attention on the Sahasrara, we will listen to Shrimatiji's talk about Hanumana Puja.
Shri Hanumana is a great character in our being. And he runs all the way from Swadhisthana to your brain. And he supplies all the necessary guidance we need in our futuristic planning or in our mental activities. He gives us guidance and protection. It is very surprising how a deity like Shri Hanumana, who is an eternal child, because he was like a monkey, his head was that of a monkey, if not of an elephant. So he was an eternal child, and he was the one who was used to run the right side of human beings. He was told that you must control the sun. To begin with, he has to control the sun, that the sun in the people, if there is too much sun, then he must try to control it and make it cooler or smoother. So he was a child after all. So as soon he was born, when he knew that he has to look after the sun, he said, why not eat it off? So he ran up the Virata's body and ate up the Surya. There he had to be told, no, you have to control him. You don't have to put him inside your stomach. Because he thought that this sun will be controlled better if he has it in his own stomach. So the beauty of his character is that he's a child. And the childlike behavior of Shri Hanumana has to control the right side. Siddhis, Navadha Siddhis, 9 Siddhis he got. These Siddhis are like this, that he could become big, he could become so heavy that nobody could lift him. He could become so sukshmana that nobody could see him. He could become so subtle that nobody could see him. There are 9 siddhis that he got. So a person who has got the right side too much in him, he controls him with these 9 siddhis. Now, how will he control a man who is running very fast in his life? What he does is to control his movement. He makes him in such a way that he has to put down his speed. He makes his feet very heavy. Now he can't do that much. Or he makes his hands very heavy. So the person cannot work very much with his hands. So he can give a tremendous kind of a lethargic heaviness to a person who is a very right-sided person. He has got another siddhis, which are very interesting, is that he can extend he doesn't have many weapons. He has only one gada in his hand. And he can extend his tail to any extent. And he can handle people with his tails. He does not have to use his hand. Sitting down here, he can put the tail around anywhere. If he wants, he can just make a mountain of his tail and sit on that. Like he has all these monkey tricks, as you call them, you see. And all these things he has within himself is to control a person who is extremely right-sided, to begin with. Then he can fly in the air. Just, he doesn't have any wings, but he can just fly in the air. That means he can become so big that the amount of air he displaces has a much more weight than his own weight. Just the same principle Archimedes, if you know the Archimedes principle. That he becomes so big that his body starts floating in the air. Like a boat, you see, you can call it. And he can fly in the air. And by flying in the air, he can carry the message from one to another through the ether. Now the subtle of the ether that we have is under the command of Shri Hanuman. He is the one who controls, or is the lord of this ether, the subtle of the ether, or say the causal of the ether, and through it, it communicates. All the communications that you find, like we have within ourselves also ductless glands, which a pituitary is using ductless glands, is through Hanumana's movement. Because he can go into a nirakar, he can go into a formless state. Also the communications, for this communication that we have, maybe we can say that we have got a loudspeaker. But we have a television, we have got radios and all those things. Where we catch on to the ether anything is all the blessings of Hanumana and are available to people who are right-sided. Only the right-sided people discover these things of the space, which we call as a cordless telephone or a thing without. We have also telegraphs and where we don't use any wires. So without any connection, through the ether, he can manage. So all the ethereal connections has been done by this great engineer, Shri Hanuman. And it is so perfect, it's so perfect, that you cannot challenge it and you cannot find faults with it. Maybe your instruments may not be all right, but as far as his ethereal work is concerned, he is perfectly there. Now the scientists discover it and think that it is in the nature, but they never think, how can it be? We say something in the ether, and how is it is received on the other hand? They just take it for granted that it is so, that we say something here or we relay something on the television and it is seen the other side. But they never even think or search out how it is done, what is the way. And this is what is the work of Shri Hanumana, who has done such a beautiful network. And through that network, all these things work out. So, even on the right side, the vibrations we get in the molecules, as you know that we get molecules like sulfur dioxide. If you have the sulfur has 2 oxygen, and the oxygen goes on pulsating like that. They are isometric, symmetric type of vibrations. You all must be knowing about it. So all these things, symmetric and isometric vibrations, are created by whom? Nobody wants to know. Nobody wants to find out. Because after all, in an atom or so imagine in a molecule, that deep, who does that job? Is done by Shri Hanuman in his subtle ways. So he has another great siddhi, which we call as anima. Anima, anu means a molecule, and that means it can enter into a molecule, or renu is the atom. It can enter into molecule or into atom. Now many scientists think that they are in the modern times they discovered the molecules. It's not so, because it's already in our old scriptures description of anima is there, is of anu, renu is there. So it's already described there. He is an angel, as you know, according to Christian, we should say according to Bible, that he is the angel called Gabriel. Now Gabriel is the one who brought the message, because he is always a messenger. So Maria has to do quite a lot with Hanumana all her life. That means Maria is the Mahalakshmi. Mahalakshmi being the Sita, then Radha. Hanumana has to be there to serve her. Many things which you call miracles are done by Shri Hanuman. He is the one who is the doer of miracles. He does miracles also to show how stupid you are, how foolish you are, because he is on the right side. See, he goes to the ego side. Now with the ego, a human being is always become stupid. That's, inevitable. With ego, they become so stupid, oh, what's wrong? And that's why you will find many people doing such stupid things, we can't understand why they do it. They say, what's wrong? What's wrong is that Hanumana doesn't like it, is the point. And then it recoils. When they act stupidly, it recoils. And then they know that we have done such a big mistake, or it was all stupid. So he's the one who goes like a torrential rain, or can go like a very speedy tempest and destroy things. So he works out all these things through his electromagnetic forces. So all the matter is under his control. All the matter is under his control. And he's the one who creates rain for you, who creates sun for you, he creates breeze for you. Everything he works out so beautifully, and nobody even knows that it is Shri Hanumana who has done it, and we should thank Shri Hanumana all the time. So may God bless you.
Bhajalo ji Hanuman, Bhajalo ji Hanuman, Bhajalo ji Hanuman, Bhajalo ji Hanuman.
We just listen to the Hanumana Stuti.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुर सुधारी बरनउँ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायकु फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरऊ कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत तुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरण विराज सुदेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा वज्र ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मुंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए सबर दीन जानकी माता, राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता जितना धरही, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करही। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सतबार पाठ कर कोई, छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई। जो ये पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजे नाथ हृदय महडेरा। जय हनुमान जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान जय हनुमान। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुरभूप। साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी, श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Shri Mataji, in your form as Shri Hanumana, you are an angel. You are the Archangel Gabriel. You are aware that you have all the rights and all the powers, and you have the right to use your capacities and powers. And yet you use your powers very amusingly, and you are not afraid of untruth or falsehood. You are not worried as to what people will say to you. You breathe truth. Truth is your life, and nothing else matters to you. You go to any extent to establish truth. You go to any extent to protect the people who are in truth. You protect all the Sahaja Yogis. You are very fast, while Shri Ganesha is cool. Both together are the security force of the Sahaja Yogis. You give guidance, self-confidence, and discrimination. You do not take any problems upon yourself, but you only solve them. You express the inner power of Sahaja Yogis through bandhans. And you put your bandhans into action. You solve all problems for the saints as well as for the incarnations. You are very dynamic and quick-witted, and you do everything completely effortlessly. You are very alert and you will be on time. You understand the importance of time and you do not postpone any work. You are a very fast person and you want all the Sahajogis to be like you. You are an eternal child. And you protect our right heart. Nobody can see you. Nobody can lift you. You maintain the right side of human beings. You are controlling the sun. You control and protect the right side of human beings. And you control people who have too much right side. And you bring down the speed of right-sided people. You hold a mace in your hand to reduce our illusions. And you spoil our plans if we run up and down the Pingala Nadi instead of you. You are the source of enthusiasm. And you supply all the necessary guidance for our futuristic planning. You know all the tricks, and you can go into a formless state. You can become so big that you start floating in the air. You give us guidance and protection. And you were created to support Sri Rama, and you are anxious to do Sri Rama's work. You have complete dedication to Sri Rama, and you are absolutely subservient to the benevolent King, Sri Rama. And you always bow down to Sri Rama. You make all the yogis surrender. And you are the force that makes us surrender to our Guru. You create all kinds of vibrations, and you like the subtle expression in art and life. You dislike all artificial expression created by the human ego. You create the movements in molecules and atoms, and you give mental understanding. You create a co-relationship between the different sides of your brain, and you give us the power to think and to protect us from bad thinking. You are our conscience, and you control human beings through their conscience. You give the understanding of what is good for us. You make fun of all egotistical people. You stop Hitler from winning the war. You work in the brain of all the politicians. You're not ascetic. You love splendor, aesthetics, and majestic places. You let us see our ego and you finish the ego. You make us very mild. You make people meet each other and become friends. You make us childlike, sweet, and happy. You take care of all the children of the world, and you perform miracles to show the stupidity and foolishness of people. You bring us close to Sri Mataji. You let us feel Sri Mataji in our heart. You show the way to the abstract, the Sahasrara. You listen to the prayers of all the Sahaja Yogis. You give all the information to our Holy Mother, and you always take care of Sri Mataji. You are always at the feet of Sri Mataji. You worship the lotus feet of Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi. You perform miracles to convince the Sahaja that Sri Mataji made them all angels. You are the most effective instrument for Sri Adi Shakti because you are nothing but obedience, humility, and dynamism. You make all the Sahaja join your company to do our Holy Mother's work and to transform the whole world. Jai Shri Hanuman, Jai Shri Mataji. So we can now sit silently and listen to a raga for Sarasrara. And of course, we all keep our attention at the Sarasrara.
all stand together for the Aarti.
सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना। माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जग में संकट कारण कितने दिए अवतार, माँ कितने दिए अवतार। विश्व में तेरी महिमा, विश्व में तेरी महिमा। तू गंगा यमुना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना। माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जो भी शरण में आया, सुख ही मिला उसको, माँ सुख ही मिला उसको। बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ, बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ। लौट के ना जाना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना। माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। मानव में अवतर के कर दिया उजियाला, माँ कर दिया उजियाला। कलयुग में माया है, कलयुग में माया है। फिर भी पहचाना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। संत जनों की धरती है भारत माता, माँ है भारत माता। इस धरती पर आकर, इस धरती पर आकर दुख से दूर करना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जब दिल में आए तब मधु संगीत सुन लो, माँ मधु संगीत सुन लो। हो सके जो सेवा, हो सके जो सेवा, हमसे करा लेना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी, श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी, श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माता Namo Namaha. Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Bolo Shri Bhagavati Mata Ji, Shri Nirmala Devi ki Jai.
We could all sit quietly in the meditation for a few minutes. Jai Shri Mataji, and thank you, and we'll see you next time.